RenToHitman.com is an easily accessible website on the service web that claims to offer hitman services. The website has been functioning since 2005, and despite the disturbing claims made throughout
Essen machen, etwas bestellen. Scheisse, das ist Todes. Was habe ich alles? Einfach zwischen. Aber so. Oh. Macht nix. So, wieder mal Lust, ein Video zu schauen. Noch vielleicht irgendetwas gamen. Oder so viele Horror-Games, die ich will durchspielen. Jetzt check ich es erst. Meine verdammte Hure Mikrofon ist runtergefallen. Ich hab schon gedacht, hey, was ist denn hier los? Schon die ersten Dämonen am Start. Dämonologie. Kann man das eigentlich studieren? Das wäre sicher noch interessant. So, was studierst du? Ja, Betriebswirtschaft und du? Dämonologie. Was?
RenToHitman.com is an easily accessible website on the service web that claims to offer
RenToHitman, das ist einer, der Leute umbringt, oder? Wo du bezahlen kannst und... Wie sagt man denen schon wieder? Auftragskiller, oder? Joystick. Rent Bret the Hitman Hart. Hey friends, can you spare a buck? The dark.
For hitman services. The website has been functioning since 2005, and despite the disturbing claims made throughout the landing page, it's never been taken down and is still active to this day. Upon entering the site, you'll notice it's structured pretty similarly to any modern website that wants to establish trust and credibility with its viewers, which upon initial inspection is a little jarring considering what's being offered. According to one of the claims on the site, RenToHitman has a workforce of almost 18,000 US-based field operatives trained to take the life of anyone deemed a nuisance by the requester. One of the sections on the landing page describes the type of situations in which an ordinary person might find themselves in need of a hitman, such as getting bullied at the gym or office or wanting to get rid of an ex-partner. Interestingly, there's also a section with testimonials made by people who allegedly purchased the service and were satisfied.
Ja, sicher. Gebt den Namen Guido und his public relation QA. Ja, sicher, willst du mich verarschen?
With the result. There's even a commercial on the site made with a voiceover by a guy with an Italian accent claiming his name is Guido. If you click
mit italienischem Akzent. Che cazzo vuoi? Vuoi Joe umbringen? Macht nix.
On service request, you'll be taken to an order form with a caption that reads, "If you are seeking a service request or wish to consult with a field operative, you will first need to submit brief details of your inquiry for our review, and a field operative in your region will contact you at the email address to obtain further details and to schedule your free consultation. Additional verification documents may be requested during the process." If you haven't picked up on it by now, the whole site is satire, which is why it hasn't been taken down. It's sprinkled with obvious jokes and commentary that allude to its satirical nature, such as the claim, "We are 100% HIPAA compliant," which is apparently the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964. The site was created in 2005 by a Bay Area man named Bob Inez while he was taking an IT course. One day during class, he and his friends decided to start a business together and use the name Rent a Hitman as a play on words for their website traffic and analytics business. Unfortunately, the business never took off, and Bob and his friends left the website unattended for several years. 5 years later, in 2010, he checked the mailbox associated with the website on a whim, and to his shock, he found hundreds of unread messages written by people all over the world with some pretty dark requests. As Bob later told ABC News, one of the messages came from a woman in Canada named Helen, who claimed she wanted 3 of her family members murdered. After reaching out to her, Bob quickly realized the request was serious, after which he forwarded the message to law enforcement, leading to Helen's immediate arrest. You might think that a case like that is 1 in a million, but as it turns out, dozens of people have reached out to Bob over the past 15 years with a serious desire to take someone out. Anytime Bob and his crew get a serious request for a hitman, they immediately get the necessary authorities involved to prevent the requester from hurting someone. From 2010 to present day, Rent a Hitman has helped prevent over 150 legitimate murder attempts. Although many of the messages Bob receives nowadays are obvious hoaxes, about 10% of the requests made by his website visitors have turned into real-life investigations, with many of them resulting in rightful arrests.
Ring? Was that? 100 Franken cash for the murder of a woman she was kept away from my husband and family.
In 2021, a Michigan woman named Wendy Vine was arrested after making a legitimate request to have her ex-boyfriend murdered. Although she used a pseudonym when she contacted Bob, or Guido as he calls himself on the website, she used her real name when filling in the form, and Bob promptly called the Michigan State Police with her information. After her arrest, she was sentenced to 7 years in prison, which she is still serving to this day. For anyone with half a brain, it's pretty obvious that the website was built as a joke. I mean, there have even been news reports on Rent a Hitman making it clear that the website was made for something completely different than hiring a real hitman. Still, people have continued to confuse the website's purpose and have ended up expressing their murderous desires to Bob. Although it's pretty clear that the people who have used this site with a real intention to kill someone aren't very bright, the fact remains that Rent a Hitman has helped prevent some pretty serious crimes from taking place.
Von der Bolle gemacht, oder?
Hidden Answers used to be what you could call a deep web version of Reddit, Quora, or Yahoo Answers. Basically, it was a deep web forum that could only be accessed by using specific browsers where users could ask any questions they wanted without running into the risk of being censored. As Hidden Answers was hosted on an unfiltered, uncensored part of the internet, some of the conversations that took place on the forum were naturally pretty disturbing. Using the Wayback Machine, I was able to find some of these questions. One user asked if anyone could sell him a gun, while another asked for his fellow forum members to share a TNT recipe with him to make a bomb, claiming he wanted to use it to explode a tree, or perhaps something bigger. A lot of the questions I found answered bordered on illegal, such as the one coming from a user who wanted to know how to print fake money, while another user asked for the best way to take the life of an annoying neighbor. Some of these questions didn't get a lot of answers, but still, it makes you wonder what the people who did get their questions answered went on to do with that information. In 2023, Hidden Answers was taken down by the owner of the site, who claimed he was tired of Tor being used as a way for petty people to ask stupid, illegal questions instead of as a tool to combat censorship. As of 2024, the site is still down, and will probably remain that way for good. Galdrux.com is a strange cult-like website dedicated to educating its users on how to transcend to the next dimension, or something like that. The website's pretty odd and confusing, so you'll have to make your own conclusions about its real purpose. On the landing page, I found a strange image of an eye with spider legs, along with a short paragraph that read, "There is no reality, only chaos. Through chaos, energy becomes will. Through will, truth becomes illusion. Through illusion, matter becomes thought. Through thought, we become God. Galdrux shall lead us to chaos." The next page gets a little more disturbing, as it's explained in pretty plain English that Galdrux.com was built as an online hub for cult leaders from all over the world to share resources, gather information, and spread their beliefs. As per the strange text on the page, Galdrux is some sort of multiversal cult looking to take over the world with a new form of spirituality. If anything on the website is to be interpreted as true, the overall goal of the cult is to push the world towards some sort of technological singularity, but that's as much as I could understand. As I scrolled further down on the website, the pages started to get weirder and weirder, with many of the sections featuring random flashing graphics bright enough to possibly cause a seizure. One of the more eerie videos I found on the site featured Mark Zuckerberg's face contorting into strange shapes.
Reptiloid.
Also featured on the site is whatever that noise is you just heard playing the entire time. By clicking on some of the links, you'll be taken to new pages introducing different kinds of deities in the strange cult, and from what I observed, there doesn't really seem to be an end to the site. But other than finding pages upon pages with meaningless information presented in visually distressing formats, strange psychedelic
Is das Necronomicon?
poems, questionable mathematical proofs, and endless puzzles in multiple languages, I couldn't really understand the point of the website. It's possible that Galdrux.com was built as some sort of art project, or that it was really built as a way for cult leaders to connect online. But because there's not a lot of information on Galdrux.com out there, it's hard to know for sure. The most I could find outside of the site were a couple of Reddit posts made by people claiming to be members of the cult, asking their fellow Redditors to join them on Galdrux.com and open their minds to transcendence or something. But that's about it. Since he was 15 years old, John Greenwald Jr. became obsessed with understanding the inner workings of the US government, especially in regard to UFO-related confidential documents held by the CIA and other agencies. Since 1996, John Greenwald has leveraged the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, to gain access to more than 2 million pages of previously confidential documents. These documents include revealing information on alleged UFO sightings, the JFK assassination, chemical, biological, and nuclear weapons, and top-secret aircraft that the government does not reveal to the general public. Over the past 3 decades, John has taken those millions of pages of previously classified information and housed them in a well-known online archive known as the Black Vault. Upon
Das ist Buch. Aber das finde ich noch interessant, so Sachen.
entering the website, you'll be greeted with a massive repository of all kinds of documents and case files presented in a pretty straightforward and no-nonsense fashion. One of the things that makes the Black Vault stand out is that it doesn't present any of the information contained in official documents as true, and the language used in the case descriptions doesn't give off any conspiracy theory vibes at all. The site simply lays out all the information from the documents that John and his team have acquired from the government in the most objective.
Oder geil, so eine Map. Leider ist es nur in der Schweiz. Ich habe so eine Map von Lost Places.
Way possible. All interpretations are left to the discretion of the viewer, which has contributed to the site's unshakable credibility over the years. This straightforward and genuine type of presentation is almost what makes the site disturbing in its own type of way. For example, one of the stories I found talks about a series of alleged UFO photographs taken back in the 60s by a man named Paul Villa, which somehow ended up in the National Archives collection for the Goddard Space Flight Center. Paul Villa was a guy who claimed aliens communicated with him telepathically since he was a kid, and that they once guided him to a location near Peralta, New Mexico where he took pictures of a flying saucer. As per his claims, Paul Villa allegedly saw the flying saucer levitating his truck and interacting with its environment in impossible ways. Although the claims made by Paul Villa and the authenticity of the photographs are questionable at best, the Black Vault never claims that the story is true. Instead, it simply lays out the fact that the photographs somehow ended up in the National Archives collection, and it's clearly stated that the photographs were simply included on the site for reference purposes. One of the other recent stories on the homepage that caught my attention listed all the documented incidents in which the White House dog has bitten a Secret Service agent. As per the official government documents, an incident occurred on June 15, 2023 when an agent was bitten by Commander, the White House dog. Because the agent spilled a lot of blood on the floor of the east wing of the White House due to the dog bite, public tours had to be delayed for about 20 minutes while the cleanup staff took care of the mess. John Greenwald claims there was a video of the incident, but the White House refused to release it after he requested it, leading to an appeal being filed in February 2024. Disturbingly, there have been dozens of pretty severe incidents over the years involving dog bites at the White House. Although it's easy to be skeptical about some of the cases in the Black Vault archives, one thing that John Greenwald has revealed through his research is that UFOs are one of the most highly classified topics for government agencies, including the CIA, FBI, Pentagon, Air Force, Army, Navy, NSA, and DIA. Thanks to his constant efforts, people from all over the world are able to find revealing information on all kinds of incidents and cases, some of which have been revealed to be eerily disturbing in nature. If you were using the internet around 2006 and had the misfortune of accidentally visiting a website named Goggle.com in an attempt to search for Google.com, you're probably familiar with the infamous virus that destroyed thousands of computers in the early 2000s and became an urban internet legend. Because so much of the information on Goggle.com has been wiped off the face of the internet, researching the history of the website has proved to be pretty challenging. Even the Wayback Machine has Goggle.com blacklisted from being archived on its database, which makes it a little hard to trace its origin. However, there still is enough information out there to shed some light on the rise and fall of Goggle.com, one of the most destructive viruses in early internet history. The domain Goggle.com was registered on Valentine's Day 1998. For around 6 years, the website remained pretty much inactive until in 2004 some sporadic reports of the website containing dangerous malware started to spread online. Interestingly, none of the public website archives out there have any information on Goggle.com existing prior to 2004, and a lot of them have even blocked the domain altogether, making it almost impossible for us to know what the site looked like from 1998 to 2004. But out of all the possibilities, the most logical one is that Goggle.com started out as a legitimate website in 1998 and was bought out and used as a typo squatting website in 2004. Typo squatting is the practice of buying a domain with a similar name to a well-known website, expecting to receive traffic from people looking for a certain keyword and accidentally misspelling it. In this case, people searching for Google.com who accidentally typed Goggle.com would land on the website. Goggle.com was coded and designed so that as soon as a user landed on it, the user's computer would be flooded with pop-up ads and legitimate-looking Windows warning banners. When the users tried to close the windows, hundreds more would pop up until the computer crashed, permanently damaging the system. As you can probably guess, the warning windows were completely fake and were just browser windows that translated.
Das kann ja heutzutage nicht mehr passieren. Alle haben eine Startseite Google. Gehst bei Google ein.
Users click into an OK for installing malware. Basically, if you had the misfortune of visiting Goggle.com, you might as well have said goodbye to your computer. The site was designed to destroy the user's computer by pushing the viewer to inadvertently allow files to be downloaded to their hard drive, and by the time they realized what was going on, it was too late. Similar things happened on dozens of other websites, including MySpace in 2006, where users were shown a banner ad that, if clicked, would flood the user's computer with spyware. One of the things that made Goggle.com so deadly is that it pushed users to accidentally download Spy Sheriff, a malicious software disguised as an antivirus program. Once the user turned off their computer to leave Goggle.com, as soon as they rebooted the system, Spy Sheriff would pop up claiming that there were hundreds of viruses detected on the computer, and many people would inadvertently authorize the malware to wreak havoc on their computer until it rendered the hardware pretty much useless. Pretty often, the user's only option would be to completely wipe the hard drive, and sometimes not even this would be enough to get their computer working again. In 2006, a McAfee commercial used real footage of someone visiting Goggle.com to showcase the dangers of not having virus protection installed on your computer. Although some good did probably come from the commercial, it also incentivized a lot of people to try to get internet attention by recording themselves visiting Goggle.com. By the time this happened though, a lot of the vulnerabilities on most computers had been patched up by Windows, leading many people who visited the site to walk away unscathed and dismiss Goggle.com as an urban legend, but others with less modern operating systems were not so lucky. If the idea that something like this could happen on the internet seems crazy to you, keep in mind that this was back in the Wild West days of the internet, when commercial operating systems weren't nearly as developed as they are today. Over the years, Goggle.com has been acquired by different owners, taken down, turned into a malicious survey website, taken down again, turned into a fake flash download site, and taken down again. Overall, the crazy impact this virus had back in the day shows how far the internet and computers have come over the past 2 decades, and still serves as a reminder to tread carefully online. Apocalypse Prepping is a deep website dedicated to providing detailed preparational instructions in case of the end of the world for any number of
Ja, aber das ist ja bekannt, also es gibt ja viel Prepper, oder?
reasons, but more recently its focus has been on artificial intelligence triggering the end of the world. On the landing page, there's a series of paragraphs outlining what the site is for and bringing attention to the site owner's opinion of the severity of the issue. As per the introduction text, the site was made with the intention of showing people how to survive the apocalypse with the bare essentials while spending a maximum of 500 to 2,000 euro. There also includes a pretty ominous warning that reads, "After you have read this chapter, you will come to understand that highly dangerous superhuman AI systems are feasible by 2024 to 2027, and that many individuals and shady corporate entities will gain the power to wield them openly or covertly with a delay of maybe 2 to 4 years." Even just from the landing page, it's pretty clear that whoever made the site takes the idea of the apocalypse pretty seriously, otherwise they probably would have gone through the trouble of building out a website with 9 different, incredibly detailed pages. The next section, titled The Threat, dives into why people should be a lot more worried about AI than they are now, outlining the main scenarios for the short-term future of society after the introduction of artificial intelligence, as well as some of the common fallacies people fall into when it comes to AI, such as judging the future based on the past, assuming linear growth, and herd mentality. Another section named What to Expect basically describes what the world would look like if the apocalypse happened today, and let's just say it's a pretty fatalistic view. Based on this doomsday scenario, the site owner then goes on to describe what an ideal plan would look like to survive the apocalypse, including finding shelter, stockpiling food and water, and surrounding yourself with people you trust. I gotta say, it's pretty interesting to see how much time whoever wrote this put into designing the perfect plan to survive a scenario that's so unlikely to happen. From purifying dirty water, to food rationing, to financial planning, to making poison and using weapons, to wound disinfection techniques, Apocalypse Prepping seems to have covered pretty much every possible scenario for people looking to get ready for the end of the world on a budget. There's no information to trace the identity of the site owner other than his Proton email address, and maybe the fact that he's probably European based on his choice to include euros as the default currency throughout the site. Because of this, it's impossible to know if Apocalypse Prepping was made by someone who's actually preparing for the worst and wants to share their knowledge with their visitors, or by someone with way too much free time on their hands. Although, considering the mass amount of data and research that went into this, I lean towards the belief that the creator's presenting this seriously, leaving an eerie undertone to the site.
Ich glaube, dass das ernst meint. Aber wer weiß, oder? Was schön besetzt. Jetzt habe ich gar nicht mehr so Hunger. So, ja, das Video hat immer so die Dark Web Seiten und so die komischen Seiten und so, ich weiß nicht. Ich kann ja jede Seite machen und irgendeinen Scheiß hinschreiben. Das mit dem vom anderen dann, wie hat der geheißen? Ich weiß nicht mehr. Mit dem Villa oder so, mit den UFOs und so Sachen, noch interessant gefunden, wo so versteckte Orte und so Dokumente auseinandernehmen. Finde ich noch interessant, aber alles andere ist also 0815. So, nächstes Video. Was habe ich noch drin? Weiß gar nicht.
Number 50.
15 scary videos leaving experts stoned. Mit immer so irgendetwas schreiben, interessiert dich nicht, und mach einfach 15 scary Videos. Aber der Chills, den finde ich cool, obwohl er ein bisschen komisch redet.
15. Paragliding unidentified flying object. This paraglider thought they were the only one in the sky over Texas, but they were wrong. Twitter user 528vibes
Das ist der Dark Knight.
shares footage of what some are saying is a method unidentified flying object circling nearby.
Kann das nicht auch ein anderer sein, der Paraglider? Nein, oder?
What is that thing? The still frames makes this even more mysterious.
Das ist ein fetter Kobold. Fehlt nur noch ein Hexenbesser.
It looks like a little being flying through the air. Many are wondering why the paraglider stopped filming and didn't chase the thing, while others are left guessing at what it is.
Ja, vor allem, dass er irgendwie nicht irgendetwas sagt oder so. Okay, dass er sich jetzt dass er einfach stoppt und immer weiterfilmt, ist vielleicht, weil er sich halt aufs Dings konzentrieren will, aufs Fliegen. Man flying on a jetpack. Das ist von Duke Nukem. Looks like the Black Knight satellite. Ja, das habe ich auch gesagt, der Black Knight.
I actually think Greg might be onto something. It does look like the Black Knight satellite. But it could also be an extraterrestrial having a good time. Number 14. Glowing humanoid. This humanoid is radioactive. Captured in Brazil. This footage was shared by Redditor Little Space Mochi.
Ja, der war in Tschernobyl und in Fukushima. Was könnte das sein?
The footage shows a human-shaped figure glowing brilliantly on a hillside. What can we make of this thing? Some are finding humor in it, while others are offering personal insight.
British tourism. I saw a glowing person that looked like this when I was a kid. For years I thought it was the devil and I figured it was my imagination. Use your imagination.
Is this the devil or some other divine being?
Ja, also kann noch nie der Teufel irgendwie eine Skizze oder sonst irgendetwas gesehen, wo der Teufel als leuchtende Dings ist.
It looks extraterrestrial to me. Number 13. Cornfield Terror. There's something frightening in this cornfield, and it's drawing nearer. TikToker Cryptic shares this real-life Jeepers Creepers like footage.
Der Cryptic. Jeepers Creepers, was? Ja, das mit diesen Kornfeldern ist ja immer so ein Ding gewesen, oder? So, dass das Außerirdische benutzen als Standpunkt. Oder was hat es noch für Theorien gegeben? Keine Ahnung.
Edge.
Green, but it's out so far.
As the person turns around to head the other way, something starts to run. What is in the cornstalk? Some in the comments think it's a cryptid.
Forget Jeepers Creepers. Have you ever seen Signs with Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix? That's why I'm getting here. Ja, das habe ich auch gerade gedacht. Da brauchst du Wasser bei dir. They're called Night Stalkers. They come to the life in the dead of night. They disguise themselves with the scarecrows.
Is this an extraterrestrial? A night stalker? The person managed to capture a glimpse of the thing on camera. It looks human to me, but in my opinion, this is 10 times scarier than any other possibility. Number 12, Night Creature. Word of caution, never leave your car window open. TikToker Ghostly Talk SA shares this creepy clip of an unknown creature scaring the living daylights out of this driver. The creature starts shaking the truck, and its yellow eyes peer right into our
Das ist nicht.
souls. But what is this thing? Some in the comments take a wild guess.
Der von Harry Potter, wie hat der geheißen? Der Kleine. Oh cute, it looks like the Fogler from How to Train Your Dragon. Ja, gell? Drachenzähmen leicht gemacht, oder? It's just a mountain lion. Ja, nur. Berglöwe ist schon ein Puma, oder?
The growl is the creepiest part to me, but then again, those eyes are a close second. Do you think this is a mountain lion or something supernatural? All I know is I'd risk everything to roll up the window. I think it's the best chance to make it through this scary situation. Number 11, IHS Hospital. The Indian Health Service Hospital in Nevada has been around since the early 20th century. It served the surrounding Native American tribe.
Das ist wie das Game irgendwie.
But due to their distance from the hospital, many tribal members would pass away by the time they reached it. YouTuber Quentin Blue Horse captured this event at 2 a.m. in the basement, where bodies were kept for storage. Watch closely. Did you see the shadow pass by? Look again.
Ja, aber das ist wieder etwas mit diesen Schatten und so. Das ist ja hure Licht einbauen. Also das. Ja, das finde ich so interessant.
After the shadow passes by, you can hear a door close. Is this the ghost of a tribal member whose life ended here? I think it may be. And if that's the case, we may never know why he's deciding to stay here. Number 10, Dragon Manor. This place is not for the faint of heart. YouTuber Outdoor Xiaolong and his team enter Dragon Manor, and soon they're trapped inside. Watch that again closely. The electric fans turn on simultaneously while the door slams shut. As they continue through the haunted home, they see a figure.
Fuck your mother. Der typisch Chinesen, oder? Bei allen gibt es so, wenn es um Geister geht und so, bei den Araben sind immer am Betten. Die müssen irgendwie so einen Spruch aufsagen, wenn sie irgendwie Angst haben oder wenn irgendwie etwas Paranormales ist. Und die Chinesen müssen beleidigen. Darum finde ich die chinesische Ghost Hunter Videos irgendwie so lustig, sind immer am Beleidigen.
Are they just seeing things? Shortly after, they hear another disturbance on their tour. They attempt to confront the invisible force, but nothing shows itself, and then later, again, a sound is heard. Would you be able to withstand this relentless fear and frights?
Ich sehe einfach nichts. Aber wenn das Geisterjäger sind, wieso sind sie die ganze Zeit am Kreien? Man, die sollten sich ja langsam daran gewöhnt sein.
I know I wouldn't. This place is haunted, beyond a shadow of a doubt in my opinion. Number 9. Voices. You're not hearing things. YouTuber Zona Paranormal Veracruz is touring these haunted grounds when he starts to hear voices. Listen closely.
Voy a escuchar algo aquí. Hola. Ay, miren. Hola. Mi gente, se acaba de escuchar algo aquí.
Back outside, he hears the voices again.
Ja, ich finde es immer ein bisschen komisch, wenn einer sich schon paranormal nennt und dann so Sachen, muss er ja für seinen Kanal, muss er ja irgendetwas sehen, oder?
And they sound like they're coming from upstairs, and then he sees something.
Ay, güey, allá, allá, allá. Allá arriba, allá arriba. ¿Quién es? Hay alguien aquí. Hay alguien aquí, ¿eh? Hay alguien aquí, mi gente, ¿eh? Hola.
Did you see her? Watch in the top left corner.
Wie ist das eine? Muss schon fast holen. Vor der Mexikaner wieder.
Hay alguien aquí, mi gente, ¿eh? Hola.
Whether this figure is paranormal or someone in the flesh, I'd be freaked out encountering her in this abandoned place at night. I think it's time to leave. Number 8. Abandoned haunted house. YouTuber Connor of The Explorer Returns is exploring these derelict buildings. He encounters another paranormal team investigating in one of the buildings,
Das Feuchte sind sie dort.
and they've captured a figure on their Kinect device.
So that green is that? So the green on the screen is something.
Basically, this is like a skeleton of someone there.
Really?
This is a Xbox 360 camera.
Right.
So basically, you know, when you're playing that games like the sense of things.
The figure disappears for a moment before reappearing on screen.
Really? So
The
the
spirit is over there. He can catch the skeleton of him.
oh yes.
So speak
Oh my insane.
So he's waving. Look.
Yeah.
He's having his. Oh,
He's run off now. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
He continues his solo exploration and faces off with some creepy objects.
So we have a safe here.
Da ist ein Dietrich dabei.
And a boarded up window. Look at the ceiling.
This ruin has been left in such disrepair that it's caving in.
I'm going to venture too far into this bit
Well,
because
lots of
that is
guys,
literally
lots of
the
places
entire
to see.
foundation of the house, resting on that part of the floor. Alright, I'm going to go upstairs. Let's go and have a look upstairs, and then if it's 2...
He walks carefully upstairs.
Well, I've done it too many times to not.
And once up there, he feels like he's being watched.
I just heard something. Oh dear.
Although nothing showed itself, this place is really atmospheric, so I wouldn't be surprised if there are spirits around every corner. Number 7. Blackford County Jail. The old Blackford County Jail is purportedly haunted, and YouTube team Crossing Guard Paranormal is about to be locked in with their ghostly inmates. While touring the place, they capture an EVP. The ghost must be impressed with the variety of paranormal devices they've brought.
Und den EVPs habe ich auch ein bisschen das Problem. Ich habe jetzt noch nie einen benutzt, aber ich frage mich, wie das gehen soll. Also es gibt ja wissenschaftlich gar nicht so irgendwie, wo man kann kommunizieren mit dem Jenseits. Oder? Und ich glaube, manchmal tut man es auch interpretieren.
Then, as they head up the stairs, another EVP is captured. The spirit appears to respond to one of the investigators.
All right.
Is this a former phantom inmate of Blackford County Jail? I think it might be, but never fear. He seems pretty chill to me. Number 6. Bellow in the Forest. These bow hunters may have stumbled upon a Sasquatch having night terrors. TikTok account Bow Hunt Bros shares footage of a bellow that will make your skin crawl.
Was meinst du, ist ein Sasquatch? Also ein Bigfoot.
To me, the worst part about this type of footage is that you have no idea where it's coming from, your imagination runs wild, and that's what's happened in the comments section.
That's 100% a man passing his first kidney stone. Someone stepping on a Lego at Bobcat scream. Who knows replace Bobcat or not? Irgendwie Stier.
Well, most agreed that this is indeed a bobcat. I don't know. Sounds more like the soundtrack to my nightmares. Number 5. Flickering light. After receiving a notification from their security camera, Redditor Lungs and Hearts viewed the footage, and they're now wondering if they should be concerned about this. Many in the comments don't believe it's paranormal, but they also don't think that means the Redditor shouldn't be afraid.
Ja, erinnere das. Also ist jetzt ehrlich, was kommt das in das Video? Das kann ich auch aufnehmen.
Personally, I think both of these theories are valid, but I wouldn't rule out the paranormal. Messing with the lights is a ghost's favorite party trick. Number 4. Demon Eyes. This demon will haunt your soul. Shared by YouTuber Veshat Hub. This video is trending in the Arabic-speaking YouTube community. The original source is unknown. The image shows a woman with glowing eyes, grinning maniacally. She appears hunched over with her chin resting on the ledge of a cold stone slab. Apart from her burning coal eyes and unsettling grin, she looks human. But it looks to me like she's trapped in this empty room. Do you know the original source of this image? If you do, please share it with me in the comments. I need to know this demon lady's backstory. Number 3. Jinn Central. This haunted place appears to be Jinn Central.
Was ist denn das für ein Lost Place?
YouTube team Wokaya Razhai Official is in search of something evil here, and soon they find it. As they approach the door to check it, something else catches their eye. What is that thing? They spy the hooded creature again in the corner of the room. But when they try to escape it, they see another. Is this place crawling with jinn? That's what it seems like to me, and their power is real. Number 2. Possessed Doll. The cursed dolls come alive at night in this haunted storage room. Redditor Johnny El Suzio shares this footage. That's a new fear unlocked. The doll looks like it's raising its head to look around, and then this happens. Clearly possessed, the creepy doll spots the camera, so it decides to play lifeless again. A closer look at the doll appears to show that there are no strings attached. Many in the comments think the doll's movement is too dramatic to be believed, but regardless, it's inspiring fear. While I also think it's fake, I agree that this thing should be destroyed, just in case. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. Bin Boo. This ghost knows when bin day is. YouTubers Martin Bex share this freaky footage of a phantom pushing their bin to the corner. Is this ghost just trying to be helpful? Most in the comments think it's just the wind. But I think it's paranormal evidence that's leaving experts stunned.
Ja gut, wieder was 0815 Videos gesehen halt. Ich suche immer noch nach einem Video, wo irgendwie etwas... Es muss nicht real sein, es muss einfach irgendwie cool sein. Etwas Geiles, aber... Da hat es nicht irgendwie so Spezielles gehabt. 10 gruselige Entdeckungen, die du nicht glauben würdest, wenn sie nicht aufgenommen wurden. Okay, mal schauen.
In der heutigen Folge.
What the fuck?
In der Nacht des 5. März 2024 ist ein junges Mädchen hellwach, obwohl es eigentlich schlafen sollte. Die ganze Nacht hindurch bleibt sie wach und beschäftigt sich mit ihrem Spielzeug. Aber sie ahnt nicht, dass die Spielzeit durch etwas Unerwartetes unterbrochen wird. Laut der Mutter des Kindes ist die Familie nervös, seit sie die Aufzeichnungen der Überwachungskamera ihrer Tochter gesehen hat. Es ist etwa 11 Uhr nachts, als dies aufgezeichnet wird.
Hey, can you play with me? Sure, I'll play with you. As long as you play me. Yeah. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, yum, dum, dum.
Also erstens würde ich meinem Kind nie etwas kaufen, das Musik macht. Zweitens, wie sind sie Kamera, wenn die Eltern nicht kommen?
Es ist kein Wunder, dass die Mutter ihre Tochter von diesem Zimmer ferngehalten hat. Zuerst leuchtet ein Spielzeug von alleine auf und spielt seltsamerweise das gleiche Lied, das das Kind summt. Dann sieht die Mutter, wie das Kind unter das Bett gezogen wird. Die Familie ist total besorgt um die Sicherheit ihres Kindes. Sie denken, dass es mit einem Spielzeug gelockt wurde. Es ist nicht klar, ob die Mutter ihre Tochter gefragt hat, was passiert ist. Aber sie hat auf jeden Fall das Zimmer abgeschlossen, nachdem sie das gesehen hat. Aber nur ein paar Tage später tut sie das.
So I've been getting a lot of questions. People have been asking me, have you been in the room? Have you guys looked under the bed? No, we haven't. We haven't been in the room in the last 2 days. We've been a little scared.
Ich bin schon lange ausgezogen.
Should not be this scared right now. Oh my God.
Als ob die Suche unter dem Bett nicht schon gruselig genug wäre, entdeckt sie das hier. Eine gruselig aussehende Puppe versteckt sich unter der Matratze. Sie nimmt alles mit der Kamera auf, als sich die Puppe plötzlich zu bewegen beginnt. Im ersten Moment ist es schwer zu erkennen, aber wenn man genauer hinsieht, kann man sehen, wie sich der Kopf der Puppe leicht bewegt. Es ist, als ob es weiß, dass es gesehen wird. Vor lauter Schreck stürzt die Mutter in Panik aus dem Zimmer. Natürlich hat sie das Zimmer seither verschlossen gehalten. Es ist zwar nicht bekannt, ob sich außerhalb des Zimmers noch etwas ereignet hat, aber die Mutter postet weiterhin Updates, in denen sie ihre Gedanken zu der ganzen Situation schildert. Doch die Frage, die sich die Eltern stellen, bleibt derzeit unbeantwortet. Was genau hatte ihr Kind unter das Bett gezerrt? Ein Junge namens Ryan lebt mit seiner Mutter und seiner kleinen Schwester in den abgelegenen Wäldern der Washatino Mountains in Oklahoma. Kurz nach seiner Mittagspause ist Ryan unterwegs, um einen Weihnachtsbaum in den Kofferraum seines Autos zu legen, als die Überwachungskamera plötzlich etwas Beunruhigendes aufnimmt. Jemand oder etwas scheint durch den Wald auf Ryan zuzugehen, bückt sich dann und löst sich einfach in Luft auf. Ryan sagt, er habe zu diesem Zeitpunkt niemanden gesehen oder gehört, aber nachdem er sich dieses Video angesehen hat, ist die Familie besorgt, dass ein Fremder unbefugt ihr Land betreten hat. Dennoch können sie sich nicht erklären, wie diese Person auf diese Weise verschwunden sein kann. Handelt es sich also um etwas Paranormales, das mit der Kamera aufgenommen wurde, oder wird es etwas Schrecklicheres sein, wie ein Fremder, der sich in der Nähe des Hauses einer Familie versteckt? Diego aus Argentinien ist vor kurzem in ein neues Haus gezogen, das er glücklicherweise sehr günstig ersteigern konnte. Doch schon wenige Tage nach dem Einzug erlebt er eine Reihe von erschreckenden Ereignissen im neuen Haus, die ihn verzweifeln lassen. Seltsame Geräusche von Weinen und Lachen, die denen eines Kindes ähneln, hallen spät in der Nacht durch die Flure von Diegos neuem Haus. Verzweifelt auf der Suche nach Antworten und einem erholsamen Schlaf stellt Diego eine Kamera auf, um herauszufinden, was sich hinter den Vorkommnissen verbirgt. Was er dabei aufnimmt, wird dir Gänsehaut bereiten.
Algo está sonando en el cuarto. Creo que es la cama.
Ein Paar kleiner kindlicher Beine läuft am Bett vorbei, aber als Diego nachsehen will, ist niemand da. Die mysteriöse Gestalt scheint sich in Luft aufgelöst zu haben. Doch der Schrecken nimmt kein Ende, denn Diegos Wohnzimmer wird zum nächsten Schauplatz paranormaler Aktivitäten.
Están golpeando el mueble.
Als Diego ein Möbelstück untersucht, entdeckt er ein Augenpaar, das ihn anstarrt. Doch als er nachschaut, ist wieder einmal niemand zu sehen. Die geisterhafte Präsenz scheint ein unheimliches Versteckspiel zu spielen. Aber später in der Nacht nimmt der Spuk eine noch beunruhigendere Wendung.
Hay un niño golpeando la puerta.
Das stimmt so und lass nicht.
Verzweifeltes Klopfen ertönt an Diegos Tür und als er sich ihr nähert, sieht er etwas, das ihm das Blut in den Adern gefrieren lässt. Die Silhouette eines Kindes, das verzweifelt gegen die Tür hämmert. Wird Diegos neues Zuhause vom Geist eines Kindes heimgesucht oder gibt es eine irdischere Erklärung für diese unheimlichen Ereignisse? Eines Nachts in Mexiko-Stadt rief eine besorgte Frau die Polizei, da sie seltsame und unerklärliche Geräusche aus der Wohnung ihres Sohnes hörte, direkt über ihr. Das Problem war, dass ihr Sohn außerhalb der Stadt war und die Wohnung leer sein musste. Die Polizei traf schnell am Ort ein, fand jedoch niemanden in der Wohnung, weder einen Einbrecher noch einen Eindringling. Die Beamten hörten jedoch Schlaggeräusche und das Gemurmel von Stimmen. Besorgt, dass sich jemand in der Wohnung verstecken könnte, funkte ein Beamter die nahegelegene öffentliche Kamera an, um auf die Fenster der Wohnung zu fokussieren. Was sie dabei einfängt, ist sehr seltsam. Die Kamera erfasst die gespenstischen Gestalten von 3 Kindern, die aus den Fenstern schauen, während die Polizei das Gebäude verlässt. Ein Sicherheitsbeamter, der seit Jahren in dem Gebäude arbeitet, sagte, dass das gleiche beunruhigende Phänomen alle 10 Jahre auftritt und dass niemand weiß, wie oder warum. Er bestätigte, dass zuvor nie Kinder in der Wohnung gelebt haben. Bis heute bleibt dieses Video ein Mysterium. Es war ein dunkler und regnerischer Tag, als ein Jugendlicher und seine beiden jüngeren Schwestern beschlossen, die verfluchten Witzman-Wälder in England zu erkunden. Einer lokalen Legende zufolge galt der gespenstische Wald einst als heiliger Ort und jeder Wanderer sollte sich bei schlechtem Wetter nachts von ihm fernhalten. Die 3 Geschwister waren etwa 1 Stunde lang gewandert, als der älteste Bruder beschloss, ein kurzes Video aufzunehmen, in dem er sich über den Regen beschwert. Was dann passiert, ist wirklich gruselig.
Pissing it down. These two are doing my head in. It's getting dark. It's really dark. I have no idea what the dog is.
Eine dunkle und unheimliche Gestalt scheint sie zu beobachten, bevor sie aus dem Blickfeld verschwindet. Das Video wurde von einem Freund der Familie auf YouTube gepostet, der glaubt, dass sie möglicherweise eine Art paranormale Erscheinung in den Witzman-Wäldern eingefangen haben könnten. Aber wie immer, was ist deine Meinung zu diesem Clip? Yamada Sai feierte eines Abends mit ihrer Mutter Silvester, als etwas geschah, das sie sich nicht erklären konnten.
An einem Abend hat sie Silvester gefeiert.
Like, we designated that to, like, be my dad.
Yamadas Vater war vor fast einem Jahr verstorben und die Familie beschloss, seine Schneekugel als Erinnerung an ihn aufzustellen. Doch die Schneekugel funktionierte schon lange nicht mehr. Doch gerade als Yamada und ihre Mutter Konfetti in die Luft pusten, um das neue Jahr zu feiern, beginnt die Schneekugel auf unerklärliche Weise das Weihnachtslied We Wish You a Merry Christmas zu spielen. Und zwar genau an der Stelle des Liedes, an der die Zeile And a Happy New Year steht, was so viel wie ein glückliches neues Jahr bedeutet. Yamada glaubt, es sei ein Zeichen ihres Vaters, dass er immer noch da ist und über sie wacht. Hat Yamada tatsächlich ein Zeichen aus dem Jenseits erhalten? Schreibt es mir in die Kommentare. Im folgenden Video passt ein Babysitter auf ein 5-jähriges Mädchen auf, während ihre Mutter verreist ist. Alles scheint in Ordnung zu sein, bis das kleine Mädchen der Babysitterin ein sehr seltsames Geheimnis über ihre Lieblingspuppe erzählt.
What you doing over there? Nice. What was it that you told me earlier about your doll?
When I have to take with my doll, it moves.
You said it moves?
Yeah.
That doll? This doll?
Yeah.
You said it moves? Like you move it, or? What? When does it move?
When you play hide and seek with her.
When you play hide and seek?
Yeah.
Bro.
Die 5-Jährige behauptet, dass sich die Puppe von selbst bewegt, wenn sie mit ihr Verstecken spielt. Der Babysitter ist daraufhin ein wenig erschrocken, aber seine Neugierde überwiegt und er beschließt, die Puppe selbst zu testen.
I'm 10.
We're playing hide and seek. Oh my god! Sadie, you scared me. Don't do that.
Ich bin auch erschrocken.
Die Puppe bewegt sich nicht, aber der Familienhund jagt ihm einen gehörigen Schrecken ein. Aber das verspielte Verhalten des Hundes ändert sich bald und er beginnt sich sehr seltsam zu verhalten.
The dog has been staring at the doll.
Für einen herzigen Hund.
Später in der Nacht liegt das 5-jährige Mädchen im Bett und der Babysitter sitzt auf dem Sofa und sieht fern. Plötzlich hört er etwas, das ihm einen Schauer über den Rücken jagt.
Yo.
Aus dem anderen Zimmer ertönt die Musik eines Spielzeugs und als der Babysitter kommt, um nachzusehen, was es ist, erschreckt er sich zu Tode, als er sieht, dass sich die Puppe bewegt. Daher bleibt diese Geschichte der gruseligen, beweglichen Puppe ein Rätsel. Am 20. Juli 2023 strahlte ein Radiosender eine Live-Sendung aus, die viele Zuschauer beunruhigte. In der Sendung lernte das Publikum einen besonderen Gast namens Antonio Zamudio kennen, der laut dem Moderator eine Vorgeschichte mit paranormalen Erfahrungen hatte. Antonio sprach über diese Erfahrungen, aber als er den Fall der Clownpuppe erwähnte, verstummte das gesamte Studio. Alle fühlten sich unwohl, besonders als Antonio Videoaufnahmen der Puppe zeigte. Er präsentierte eine Nachtaufnahme des Clowns, der ihm zufolge von einer Familie geschenkt wurde, die ihn auf einem Flohmarkt gefunden hatte. Sie beschloss, ihn an Antonio weiterzugeben, da er Erfahrung mit dem Paranormalen hatte. Eines Nachts, nachdem er statische Kameras installiert hatte, um die Puppe aufzunehmen, fing Antonio Folgendes ein. Irgendwie bewegte sich die Puppe von selbst, schien sich aufrecht zu bewegen und tat dies sehr schnell. Jetzt ergab es Sinn, warum die Familie so verängstigt von dieser Puppe war. Etwas stimmte nicht. Antonio sagt, dass er sie bis zum heutigen Tag aufgrund dessen, was in jener Nacht geschah, in einem Glaskasten eingeschlossen hält. Daniel Raczynski berichtet, dass dieses Video von einer Trailkamera in 30 Kilometer Entfernung in den Wäldern von Idaho mitten im Nirgendwo aufgenommen wurde. Es gibt also keinen Grund, warum jemand um diese Uhrzeit so weit in diesen Wäldern sein sollte. Aber was ist das dann?
Das bin ich am Wandern.
Jemand oder etwas läuft um 4 Uhr morgens vor der Kamera mitten im Wald, fernab jeglicher Zivilisation. Auf Reddit weisen Neugierige auf die seltsame humanoide Figur hin, blass, mit fragilen Armen und einem extrem langen Hals. Handelt es sich um eine verlorene, merkwürdige Person, die durch die abgelegenen Wälder Idahos streift? Oder ist es etwas anderes? Was ist deine Meinung? Schreib es mir unten in die Kommentare. Ein Reddit-Nutzer namens Justin berichtet, dass er und seine Familie kürzlich ein historisches Haus aus dem 17. Jahrhundert in London gekauft und bezogen haben. Während der Renovierungsarbeiten behauptet Justin, dass die Sicherheitskamera seiner Türklingel etwas wirklich Beunruhigendes aufgezeichnet hat. Man kann sehen, wie jemand oder etwas einen kurzen Blick auf Justins Haustür wirft. Dann geht die Person oder das Wesen am Auto auf der Einfahrt vorbei, bevor es verschwindet. Angesichts der 200-jährigen Geschichte des Hauses befürchtet Justin, dass seine Renovierungen möglicherweise eine paranormale Präsenz ausgelöst haben könnten. Doch einige besorgte Zuschauer auf Reddit warnten Justin davor, dass er möglicherweise mit etwas viel Beängstigerendem konfrontiert ist. Einem fremden Eindringling, der sein Haus ausspioniert. Doch was ist deine Meinung? Hat er einen Geist oder eine echte und potenziell gefährliche Person aufgenommen? Du entscheidest. Eine Gruppe von Ingenieuren besuchte einen alten Tunnel aus dem Zweiten Weltkrieg in den Bergen Japans, als sie seltsame und unerklärliche Phänomene erlebten. Die Kamera fing an zu spinnen und seltsame Stimmen waren zu hören, obwohl außer der kleinen Gruppe von Ingenieuren niemand Zugang zu den Tunneln hatte. Vor dem Zweiten Weltkrieg wurden die Tunnel für den Bergbau genutzt und reichen bis zu 480 Meter in die Tiefe. Während sie ihren Besuch dokumentieren, fingen sie etwas ein, das ihnen das Blut in den Adern gefrieren ließ. Eine durchsichtige Gestalt in einer Art Bergarbeiterkleidung erscheint direkt vor ihnen, bevor sie durch eine massive Wand verschwindet. Dieser Clip, der seit seinem Upload am 30. März 2011 bereits über 10 Millionen Mal aufgerufen wurde, hat die Zuschauer gespalten. Viele stimmen mit dem Uploader darin überein, dass es sich um einen auf Video aufgenommenen Geist handelt, während andere skeptisch sind. Aber was glaubt ihr denn, was das ist? Handelt es sich um einen echten Geist, wie der Uploader sagt? Lasst es mich wissen in den Kommentaren.
Also die Videos werden immer langweiliger. Ich bin schon nur müde. Ja, ich gehe pennen in dem Fall.